Look at what we have here. This is an Aprilia Gulliver 50. It runs, but it won't drive properly. This Aprilia has a gas tank at the bottom. I removed this the valve that is between the tank and the carburetor because there's a small pump in there that might be broken. Let's take a look. This is what's in there. This normally sits on top of there. This is where the vacuum from the carburetor comes from. It sucks on there. There's a little membrane that's supposed to be over here that sucks, pulsating on here. The gasoline goes in there, goes through here, then it goes out of there and pumps up there to the carburetor. I was inspecting this one to see if it was clogged or dirty or anything, but this one looks very clean. When on the scooter, it sits inside this case over here. This case bolted in right there, and then this piece is held to the case with 2 bolts. This is where the petrol goes in and comes out the back side. This line over here, which goes through like this valve and then goes to the carburetor. And this is the vacuum line that comes on top of it. And then this cover has a turnaround and we put in there. So the valve did not make any difference, the pump or what it is. I always call it a valve, but it's a pump. But yeah, as you can hear, it idles very gently, but it smokes quite a bit. But it sounds good. But yeah, it won't accelerate at all. Not properly, at least. It really feels as if it gets its petrol and then it stops getting the petrol. Won't do much more than this. So there's no speed. Took off the float ball from the carburetor. Normally you would be able to see very easily when you keep the float up. No fuel should come through because the float is up and it shuts the valve, the opening that lets the petrol come through. But in this case we have this line on here and we have the pump situation, which makes that there's not a lot of fuel on there. So if I let this go, there's not any fuel coming through. I'm not sure if it's because there is no fuel on top of it, because it's still not coming through, or that the needle, the float needle that is underneath here, is actually clogged, or the hole is clogged. So yeah, what would be the most ignorant way to test if the float ball needle situation is working? Well, just mount it without the float and needle, because the float and needle is over here. And it actually ran with this. It actually ran better than before. But yeah, it started leaking. That is not a good situation, obviously. This air filter I put on the scooter because the old air filter that was on there had a filter neck that was so stiff I couldn't put it on there easily. But yeah, with a water cooker I put it on there anyway. But just to show, this opening over here. But as you can see, comparing the openings, this one is way bigger. So with the air filter that was with it, it runs way better. runs very smooth. Yeah, I felt the neck was leaking. Put some tape on there. But, yeah. I know you people love exhaust sounds.